Hey guys, I'm Matt from Total Drummer. Welcome to this. We're going to look at a basic drum beat, basic rock beat. We're going to get you started. It's going to be quick. So within about 5 minutes, I want you to know how to play a drum beat. And then you can go away and practice it. And hopefully, maybe in another 5 minutes, you'll be playing it as well. And the beat, you just saw me playing the kind of beat we're learning. I threw some extra stuff in at the beginning, but it started with the beat we're about to learn. Okay, so the link below this video will take you to the page where you can download this sheet music. It's got everything on it. Even if you don't read sheet music, go and get it, because I'm about to explain how to read sheet music, just really basically. So don't worry, some people get freaked out and think, I can't read. But literally, there's 3 things you need to see on here, and they're super easy. So go and grab it now, press pause on the video, come back to it, and then we'll carry on with the sheet music. All right, so hopefully you now got it. So if we look at the top line, we've got these kind of crisscross notes just above that top line, okay? Now they are hi-hats. This thing over here, the hi-hat. So we're going to be playing, if you count them, there's 8 of those. And we're not going to go too much in depth here, but these are 8th notes, which last for half a beat, okay? And the thing you need to know is that they are evenly spaced. The timing is even. So we'd count them as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And you can see that written on your sheet music above each of those hi-hats. It says 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, and if you don't already know, we play the hi-hat with our right hand. So you play in this cross position. And we're just going to play it on the top here. And we're just literally, as simple as that, we're just going to play 8 even notes, okay? So let's do it together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Super easy. Super easy. All right. Now you can pause this, you can go back and re-watch it, but just for the sake of getting through this fast, I'm going to move on to line 2. And what we've got here, we've still got all those hi-hats along the top line, or just above the top line, they're still there. But now, can you see under where it says 2, on beat 2, there's a black dot in the second gap down, same on beat 4. Now that's the snare drum. So that's this one right in front of us. So if our right hand's crossed over playing those hi-hats, the left hand comes underneath and that's going to play the snares. So we've still got the 8 hi-hats going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but now we're going to play the snare with the hi-hat at the same time on beats 2 and 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Bit harder now because we've got 2 limbs. Let's try it together super slow. After, I'll count us in, right? I'll count 3 and 4 and then we'll start. 3 and 4 and. That was it. That's what we call 1 bar of music. After that 4 and, that's 1 bar. Okay, let's do it one more time. And I'm going to play it for 2 or 3 bars so you can get a feel for it and you can play along with me. After 3, 4. 3 and 4 and. Awesome, pretty easy. Hopefully you're still with me. So it's going to get a bit harder now. So the big challenge for drummers is we're using lots of limbs. So we're going to add another limb here. If we come down to that bottom line, you can still see the hi-hats above the top line doing their 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We still have the snare in the second gap down there, the black dot, on beat 2 and on beat 4. So just like we did in the previous line. What we've added now is, you see where it's beat 1 at the beginning, right at the bottom there, in the bottom gap we've got a black note. That's the bass drum. So our right foot on the bass drum pedal. And we've also got that's on beat 1, we've also got it on beat 3. Now on beat 2, you'll see now there's this weird squiggly symbol at the bottom. That's a rest. Right, just ignore it for now. That means we're going to rest a bass drum there. So we're not going to play a bass drum there, but we are still playing the snare and hi-hat above it. Okay, so it's just written as the feet are written as a separate part to the hands. So if there's not a note on the feet, there needs to be a rest. Okay, so at this stage, I would actually just say, make a mental note of it. You've seen it, it's a quarter note rest, but just ignore it, all right? So the bottom line is actually the same as the second line, but all we've added is a bass drum on beat 1 and a bass drum on beat 3. So it goes bass and hi-hat, then it's hi-hat, then it's snare and hi-hat, then it's hi-hat, and then it just repeats again. So bass and hi-hat, hi-hat, snare and hi-hat, hi-hat. So what I'm going to say to you is, let's just forget beats 3 and 4, because they just repeat 1 and 2. So we just did 1 and 2, and it's you know, so that's only half a bar. So all we need to do, it's only 4 notes there. It's bass and hat, then hat, snare and hat, then hat. Okay, now I'll show you rather than talk about it all day long. So bass and hat, then hat, snare and hat, then hat. That's it, that's it. And then if I repeat that, we've got a whole bar, okay? So let me do that now, after 3, 4. 3 and 4 and... That's 1 bar, all right? Now I'm going to count myself in again, and I'm just going to loop it, okay? Because in a song, you don't play for 1 bar, you play for lots of bars. So I'm just going to loop that round, but I'm not going to change anything. It's the same thing repeated, the same 4 notes repeated. 3, 4. So that's a rock drum beat. I'm going to play it a bit faster now, just so you can kind of hear it and you might go, oh yeah, I've heard that a million times. Because this beat, although it's our first beat, this is either in that form or in a very similar form where, you know, this is like 95% of everything you hear on the radio. And when I say similar form, it might be that people have added an extra bass drum, or they've got an extra snare in there, or just, you know, they've varied it somehow, but it's based upon this pattern. Okay, so this is the first beat you might learn, but also the most important. So here it is faster. 3 and 4 and... Alright guys, so obviously, you know, faster, it's got a bit more energy about it, but I have to just say to you, don't be afraid to go super, super slow. Everything I learn really, really slow. So however long it takes you going through this sheet music, you know, and I'll slow it down so much I'll actually say it in my head. I'll be like bass and hi-hat, hi-hat, snare and hi-hat, hi-hat. I'll talk myself through it. So just go as slow as you can until you got it. And then once you get it, you don't think about it as much, then you can speed it up. And then you can start adding stuff to it. So a really classic thing, so it's not written on this sheet music, but what we could do is we could add another bass drum. So instead of doing 1 at the beginning, we could do 2 at the beginning. So that would sound like this. 3, 4. All right, so that's just one bass drum variation. And just to give you another one, if we're to play, say like I'm going to put a bass drum here on the 2 and, so it just gives it more of a syncopated feel. So I do a bass on 1 and 2 and. Okay, still keeping the snares on 2 and 4, but 1 and 2 and. 3, 4. So I just chucked a couple of quick variations at you. I know we went through the main beat in a bit more depth. You can try those variations. You can come up with your own bass drum variations and create lots of different beats based upon that pattern. But as I said, that's the most important drum beat you'll learn. If you want to know more about the sight reading and the theory and just learn more beats and really take it seriously, head over to totaldrummer.com. There's a link below this video where that's where you can get the free sheet music. So go and grab that just for this lesson. But if you want to have a little explore, see what's there's loads more free lessons on there. But you also find the main syllabus, which will take you from like this stage, the very beginning, on a step-by-step syllabus that covers everything. You know, all the styles, techniques, sight reading, theory, just everything you need to know to be a drummer. So you can go and get that course. That's on the main courses. You'd need the year one for that, right from the beginning. Or if you just want to brush up on like particular things, you can go to the mini courses. So you might just think, actually, I'm pretty good on the drums on certain areas, but I want to improve my sight reading, or I want to improve my Latin playing, or whatever. So you can go and check out the different topics over there. Okay, it's all there to explore. But I say, go and grab the free sheet music now, get going with your first drum beat, and hopefully a whole amazing world is waiting for you on the drums.